Okay, seems everything is okay with micro and the video. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your presence as we begin our market overview from the Colibri team. And do not waste the time, and let's go immediately to the Bitcoin and Ethereum review. So as usual, we will see some metrics that related to the crypto market generally. The first one will be the altcoin season index. We see that this on a low level, so it's 37, but this index is not changing very rapidly. We need some time for updating it, and time to make some movement up or down. But generally said, this number 37 is closer to the Bitcoin season, but we see there is not so much activity on the Bitcoin or Ethereum, so we still somewhere hovering, and because the fear index is also very low and there is no movement on the altcoins or the Bitcoin. Some altcoins are rising during the day and then falling very quickly, so there's no activity, no big activity in the altcoin season. And since the Friday it was a quite difficult movements on the altcoins. It was quite difficult to trade, but anyway, so there's some coins are moving, so that give possibility to get the money from the market. So the top 50 performance over the last season during the 90 days, I think we should look today more precisely on the ZEC coin, or the cash coin. Okay, the crypto fear index today is 20. Last week it was on the level 27, 28. So that means that the market is scared to buy or to sell the crypto, and the extreme fear. That means there's traders not actively use their money and not actively open the position on the crypto market. And what about the liquidations? We can see this is the 2-hour chart. So we can see that there's some huge liquidations of the long traders that occurred yesterday. Somehow anyway, we have a lot of the liquidations of the short traders, because the Bitcoin is moving very slowly, but anyway moving up. We will see this on the chart. So anyway, the short liquidation existed on the Bitcoin. This liquidation price distribution, this kind of artificial metric, and there's no information on the exchange, so this is like a mathematical model of the liquidations. So we should look at the chart and think about that, because there's no exactly the amount of the traders liquidation. So this is just a schema or prediction. This part of the metrics is changing quite quickly, because when I opened it half hour ago, it was a lot of the green, a lot of the longs, but now the situation changed, and right now we have the shorts, more volume of the shorts on the coins in all exchanges. Total liquidation by coins, it could be interesting information, but generally speaking, the information about the liquidation is not provided from the exchanges in a fair way. So this, once again, we able to get from the, if we will connect, for example, to the Binance or to the Bybit using the API keys or using the WebSocket, and we try to pull the information about the liquidations, the exchange will not provide for us the full data. It will give for us some kind of measure points, but not all the liquidations are included in their data. And once again, when we see for those kind of metrics, we should all the time keep in our mind this number is not absolutely reliable to the real life. So this number is once again quite artificial. So for me, especially for me, it's not interesting. So we can go further. Crypto bubbles from since the last review. We try to use it, try to include this this website on our analysis that give for us a quite better, quite good and beautiful understanding. So what is going on the market? I don't know why it's not updated. Okay, so right now it's quite okay. So we see some coins. Pepe is moving, RDNT, ZEC, Resolve, Super. But anyway, so not so much coins are actively show the active growth today, and the small bubbles. So that means that market generally sleeping and waiting for some clearness of the future in crypto. Once again, in Friday in our review, I admit the mistake when I look at the coin. For example, if we will open the Floki and if we will open the trading view chart. So, and when I said that there's not enough turnover during the day, we should remember that this turnover and this link from the crypto bubbles is opening for us the spot market, so not the futures market. And if, for example, open the 1000 Floki coin, so we will see that the number on the future turnover in here we have in 3.6 times more than in a spot market, and on another coin it could be a little bit different situation, but anyway, so the spot and future turnover is quite different. And when I describe the situation about the turnover and about the liquidity on the some coins from the last review, we should keep in mind that we talk about the spot, not about the futures. Okay, so with the metrics, I think it's enough information, and we can go to our charts. And if we will look on the SPX or SPY, the same. Last updating of the all-time high was 28th of October. So this is a daily chart, yeah. So, and we are trading, and the main movements is very close to the all-time high. So the generally stock market looks much more powerful than the crypto market. So we should keep in mind that this could be the more interesting for the investors, for the traders, than the crypto. What about the domination? So we make some predictions in our first reviews, and we make some kind of movement up, some moving up on the Bitcoin domination. But right now we continue the descending trend to our some kind of support zone. So the domination is decreased on the Bitcoin, and there is no so much power on the Bitcoin or on Ethereum. So what about the chart, and what about the technical analysis? So we have here the trend line, the general trend line. We see the local trend line that was broken few days ago. We see, let's open the 50-minute chart. We see quite powerful support zone on an $84,000. So the price is hit it a few times here. The lower low here is 80,600. It could be, I think, interesting level for the trading the and trying to catch in the short impulse on short. And if we will open the 15-minute chart, let's back a little bit to the history of our analysis. So 90,000 was psychological level for the traders. We break it, and the price is falling very, very quickly. Here is we don't see any activity on the US session, and because I expect that some kind of buyers activity and the quick buyback from the of the Bitcoin, but this not happened. The Bitcoin is continue falling up to this local support zone, and then on a few next sessions we see the active movement ahead. So we see the quite powerful impulse here. The ascending trend is existed. We make the breakout of the previous high, local high on the Bitcoin. We make the new one. We are trading here, so here was some manipulation, some news manipulation or news movement here. We set the local demand zone here, and if we will trade it above the zone, we can count that we will continue moving up. But we make this very small fake false breakout here of the new high, making the new high here, and the price is reversed, and we start to make this descending trend from this zone. After we break it first time, we break it second time, and our movement is developed a little bit. So we have some kind of impulses here. Our local support zone from the past, on 90,000, was not didn't have enough power for today, and it was pulled back here from this zone. But once again, the sellers are pushing the price down, and we pull back from the old local support zone. So let's continue a little bit, because we see that there's few hits on this zone, and we can count for future analysis this zone is valid and this zone was right. So we make some kind of consolidation here, or some kind of side movement, and before we make some impulses into the long, we make the short squeeze here, long squeeze, sorry, some kind of flush, gathering of the stops, and the Bitcoin is with some kind of power, with the liquidity that he gathered in this area, making the new local high. Then it was some movement, once again some reverse movement here, and with the very small and very teeny candles, we are continuing to update this local high that we make here, and once again the price is removed. So there's not enough power, not enough money on the Bitcoin. We see that when the coin is under the short pressure, so there's a lot of volume appeared. So now we are trading close to the local support zone. I could set it like here, something like that. I think maybe lower, but I prefer to maybe a little bit lower, but okay. Anyway, we have the round number here, 89,600. So we can set the local lower here. So let's see how it will be, how it will work in the future. So in the general situation, we have the new high here, extended high here on the number 94,185, and we have the low that is quite far away from the from our current price. It's approximately, we have the 10%, 10.4% from the current price. So situation is quite uncertain, and didn't see any trading setup, even local setup for trading the Bitcoin. And maybe from that perspective, when we are talking about the Bitcoin, we can make the maybe small analysis of the MicroStrategy company, because the price of the company was based and still based on the Bitcoin price. The MicroStrategy has essentially become a Bitcoin holding vehicle rather than a software company. Logically, the company should trade around one net value of the Bitcoin holdings. But previously, MicroStrategy traded as a massive premium because it was only one convenient public way to get BTC exposure. So I'm talking about that situation. This premium disappeared after the launch of the Bitcoin ETFs. For example, IBIT hedge funds were actively shorting the MicroStrategy while being long BTC. So the huge funds were shorting the MicroStrategy and the open long on the Bitcoins, which created a large price swings. Recently, MicroStrategy announced for the first time that it's willing to sell the Bitcoins if the stock trades below the net value. This breaks the hodl cult around the company. A few words about the NAV, or net asset value. For the MicroStrategy, it can be simplified as a number of the Bitcoins that MicroStrategy owns multiplied by the BTC price minus company debt. So let me try to maybe make some text here. It's quite small. Can I make it bigger? I'm not sure. Okay, but let's try. So the NAV, maybe no, it's not visible enough. Maybe make it smaller a little bit and try it in that way. NAV. So this is the net asset value. Okay. And for the MicroStrategy, so the NAV will means that number of Bitcoins or BTC that MicroStrategy owns multiplied multiplied by the BTC price. I mean the current price, and the minus company debt. So the meaning that MicroStrategy buys the Bitcoin using the borrowed money, and the market, the share price, shows how much investors are willing to pay for this box filled with Bitcoin. What does it mean to trade around 1 multiplied by NAV? It means the total market value of the MicroStrategy shares equal to the real value of the Bitcoins in the company holds. In other words, the stock is worth exactly what the Bitcoin is their vault is worth after subtracting the debt. No premium, no discount, no speculative markup. In the current situation of the MicroStrategy, the premium has tuned into discount, and the market became afraid of the convertible debt and the dividend obligations. And MicroStrategy dropped much harder than a Bitcoin due to the panic, retail burnout, and the disappearance of the speculative froth. Capitulation occurred, and they followed by the short technical bounce. But we should not expect the return to the 300 or 400 levels. Those levels were the result of the irrational hype. And generally, the experts that analyzing the Bitcoin price and the MicroStrategy, they don't believe that the Bitcoin will cost $1 million. Like Katie Wood said, that the huge targets or similar prediction. The overall 6 months, the Bitcoin had been weaker than a broader market. The recent rally was driven by the expectations and the speculations. We talk about this. Many people hold BTC simply because they believe it must go up, a dangerous mindset. The new highs are possible this year, but the move is unlikely to be explosive. So that we see that Bitcoin is very weak right now, and there is no such activity, no such interest on the Bitcoins and the crypto as whole. Overall, so the forecast is neutral to bearish in the short term. So these are the same things that we are discussing all our briefings, all our broadcasts. So the new highs is really possible, but for now we didn't see any power, any force, any momentum on the Bitcoin movement. All time when it makes the new high, the short sellers have much more power to back the price to back. But if we will look into the Ethereum, we already noticed that this coin is much more stronger than a Bitcoin, and the movements are much more aggressive. So that give for us the expectation that this coin will continue in the rising future rising. So let me remove this one to do not make the mess on the chart. So we break the local trend line. We try to fix on the price above the 3,000, but then we come back, gather some liquidity from here, and once again we make the momentum to up, and making the much more stronger new higher low. A few days ago we see that the Ethereum, even the making, let me open the 5-minute chart, making the first setup for trading. So we have a strong level. We see that it was the first approach, and the short guys are selling from this point, and Ethereum make this major movement below. Then when it returns, once again the short sellers show the power, but anyway the Ethereum is continuing his movement. So that means above this zone, I mean here, we have a lot of the stop losses, and then we make some accumulation below the level, and the Ethereum is making the classical breakthrough. But when the coin is making the breakthrough, there's two reasons why it could happen. Or here the stop losses, and we see the momentum, we see the impulse, or a lot of the people wants to buy this coin above the level, even on that high price. And we see the both things, that this price try to be fixed on that above the level, above the previous high, but then it come back. We make the one attempt to continue the movement, but right now the short sellers was stronger, and of course the Bitcoin is make the influence on all the altcoins and the Ethereum especially. So everything try to move and to correspond to the Bitcoin general movings. But we see that the Bitcoin is much more Ethereum is much more aggressive, much more interesting for investments, for swing trading, and for scalping, as we see. So this impulse, as for Ethereum, this high liquid coin, it was approximately close to the 1%, 0.94. This quite good impulse for the Ethereum, especially for this kind of big coins. So let's look more precisely on the Ethereum. I think it will show for us some rally in the nearest days or nearest weeks, because it looks much more interesting for the trading than a Bitcoin. Okay. We can come back to the market. Okay, so let's look on the Zcash. Let's open the daily chart. We see, let's look at the history. Let's set some all-time high from the past, from the 2021, all-time high from the new high here, and new high from here. And we see there was a quite huge, quite powerful pump of the Zcash in September of this year. We set the new all-time high, and it's much more higher. And a lot of the traders, a lot of the influencers predict that for the Zcash a bright future. But we are traders. We are not believing for the words. We are not believing for the metrics. We are searching for the trading setups and the trade only the fact of the movement. So right now what we see that the Zcash is reversed from the previous high. We see that on the history that was not all-time high. We can see the reaction for the all-time high right now, but we stopped close to the second high of this on the chart. The first attempt was, there's no too much interest to buy on that prices right now. So we see that there was some support zone. So we see that was quite beautiful. If we will come back to the end of October and November, so it was this level was valid. But when the prices returned to this level, to this support level, this was not valid, and the price didn't stop here and goes directly to the second high. And from this high, the price was bounced, was reversed, and from today we have let's measure. We have the approximately 24.6, 25% of rise of this coin. So liquidity $1 billion. This is quite good. Let's find how much it trades on a 1 minute. On a 1 minute we have average turnover is $1 million. So the liquidity is good. So the level 2 active, with a good liquidity, and if you have big deposits, you should look at this on this coin and try to find the reliable setups for trading. So right now we see that we create the new high, and if it will start to break it right now, I think it's not a good idea to enter to the trade. Better to wait for the better picture on that on this coin. So better to see some confirmation and some maybe second approach enough to try to hit. Or if it make this kind of wide consolidation zone, we can try to find the good entry point, maybe somewhere here, if the price will stop in this zone and will show, for example, some setup some reversal setup. So this is like a double top or the V sharp or something like that, or maybe the pin bar, or if you trade in the candlestick patterns. But let's see. So the coin is quite interesting with a good liquidity, and we should look precisely, so it will give for us good opportunities for trading. Today we have the power coin. It was active. The huge volume came into the coin is approximately at middle of the day, the middle of the session. So, and from that point it make 40% of the movement. Let's wait, I will answer. Okay, so once again, what we can set here, we have new high on this coin. We can try to find some kind of support trending line, maybe something like that, maybe something like that. So this pin is not valid, but we see that the next time the price is respect this trend line, maybe we can see that it could help us to evaluate the next setup if we want to trade it on a long. So we should wait. The setup is not ready on this coin. The volatility is 1.84. So if you know how to trade this type of the blast of the coin, these long candles, so you can try to trade the control trend, because you see that a lot of the wicks on the candle. And if you notice this situation, so you can find on the level 2 why the price is reversed on the particular points, and you can set this kind of your order and trying to catch this reversed movement. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So right now we see if we will try to break through the level, so we will get the loss, because the price is making the impulse 0.9 and then come back for the 1%. So that means our stop loss will be triggered and we get the loss. So the setup is not ready, so we should wait for the more reliable formation for this coin. So let's transfer this high level on the highs on that point, or the new point, and wait what is going on for the next minutes. So we see that if we will try to trade the breakthrough, so probably we'll get the stop loss here. So better there's too small period of time, it's too short to that the setup will be good. So for example, on that situation, when we see the new high here, the price have some reverse from this point. Here we see some resistance, so that means that a lot of stop losses will accumulate on that zone above this high, and we see the good impulse, then the pullback, the pop down movement, and the continuation of the long, if we will trade this breakthrough of this level, of the previous level. So but we see that there's how much time it was passed. It was 1.3 hour, so not too much, but anyway, so the few minutes to make this good setup, especially on this phase of the movement, is not enough. FDNT, so make the fast pump. Daily volume is 167 million per day, so we can look what is going on with this coin. So all the breakthrough of the highs, of the local highs, will give to you the loses. There's no any all the breaks of the highs is finished by the very quick pop downs of the price. So it's danger to trade this coin on for the continuation. So we should understand the character of the coin and do not open the trade if you are not sure that it's have the character that is breaking normally. Probably there's a lot of losers, a lot of traders waste the money here. So what do we see here? So we have this local low here, maybe a little bit, okay, somewhere here, and the last local low somewhere here. Okay, so right now we are very close to this zone, so let's see what is going on this coin in the next few hours. Maybe it will be the good it will be the good entry point, because we are close to the demand zone, and maybe we'll see some pattern from that we're able to buy and trying to break these upper levels. But for now we should wait for more confirmation, I think. Or maybe the prices, we see that there's still the volumes, they're not so huge, but they are not decreasing rapidly, so significantly. So that means there's some interest present in the coin, and better to observe it and to waiting for the good setup for trading. LEB, so we make the rally from the beginning of the Chinese session. We make the 52% of the movement, we back down, we flush all the long traders by these two candles, then continuing to flush the traders, and there's volume is decreased, as you see. There's no volume here in the sideways movement of this coin, and right now it shows some kind of activity. Right now the volume also a little bit increased, so it could be interesting to see, to observe, but there's no setup for trading right now. And even I prefer to do not set this local high on this coin, because there's this manipulation movement is destroying the long traders, and all the guys who is shorting this coin, I think they already exit somewhere here or somewhere here or somewhere here. Pin. Okay, so this coin is showing for us some activity from the beginning of the session of the day. It made this descending movement, then it was in a sideways, or nothing, absolutely nothing to trade here. After this aggressive short, and after that, so we today the night we said make the new high on this coin. Okay, it was a really good setup for trading. So from yesterday we have this quite aggressive short, then the accumulation zone, then we are making the one momentum, second momentum, trying to create the ascending movement on this coin, but not succeed, not first from the first and second attempt. And then we make the aggressive long rally, not very powerful, not very big, the range is only the 30%, but anyway it is a good movement. And we just see the classical breakthrough setup for the breaking the level. So the formation was created during the 15 hours, as you see that the 15 hours 12 minutes to create this formation was required for the P-pin, and we have this creating the new high. Then there's some people are shorting this coin, maybe from this zone, from this zone, from this zone. They're shorting, but the price is reversed from this. Then it makes some accumulation close to the level, and we see the very good momentum. If my terminal was open, so 7% of the clear movement without drops down, without any manipulation. So very, very good. Perfect. I would say this is the perfect situation for trading. The turnover is quite good on this coin. The 2 millions of turnover in 1 minute, but I think these volumes are counted in this number. So maybe 1 million, 1.5 million per minute. So with good liquidity, this was the perfect situation. You can make this only one trade and go away. So get in, get green, and get out. Pepper, there's some activity on this coin, but this coin with a high liquidity, and it's difficult for these coins are difficult to make the impulses, but we see that there is still possible. So the Pepper is making the impulse 3%, what is quite significant number of the movement for the Pepper. The general average turnover is 600 per minute, so this also have the very liquid order books here, and maybe we can set the new high that was created by the impulse, but I think we need more time to make the good setup and the good formation on that coin. And the last coin is stable, so there's coin not for trading, just to understand. So it was dead, then show some kind of growth at 60%, and then something happened. I don't know exactly what happened. We see that this coin is the very aggressive short, the huge volumes here. So there's a lot of the market makers or traders was liquidated during this movement, aggressive movement. And generally, how much, if we will count from the top, it was 52%, and if we will count from the beginning of the movement, for example, from this 0.36, we have the 48% of the movement. Here in this coin, after this aggression is finished, and we will see this kind of accumulation close to the 0.90, if we will find the good support zone here. So maybe we can try to break this level and expecting the continuation of the movement, or we can open the order very close to the 19 and expecting that there's no volatility candles here that take our stop loss, and the waiting for the movement. But anyway, this kind of swing trading, so what is which person I don't like to wait 1 hour or 2 hours, but the general movement, if we will open the order close to the support zone, could be the 26%. So quite a good profit if we will notice this setup and trying to take this correctional movement on that coin. Okay, so the last part, I think from here it will be the trade analysis. So we have let's look on the trades that we're making our traders. As I said in the beginning, this weekends and the today day was difficult for traders, so this trade from our student, so he expected the continuation of the movement on a stable, but he is not closing somewhere here. He add to the position, and when he see that's not continue, so he get the stop loss. Once again, he try another attempt to try to open the long, because the trader believe that the stable will continue the movement, but once again they get a stop loss. So this is a loss, significant loss for him, for his deposit, and this is a lesson for him. Another thing, so this Tansi, this is was a technical problem, because on this such aggressive movements, the exchanges don't like to open exactly where the traders try to open the position, and this could happen. So thank God that the trader is trading with a small amount of the share on that position. But anyway, this significant loss, minus 9.73%. That only 1 or 2 seconds are passed, and he gets this quite a big stop loss. The potential of this deal was very good especially when you catch the knife. So this setup is catching the knife. When you catch the knife, so if the terminal or the exchange will open on somewhere here, he already be ready to to get the immediate profit in a few seconds. But sometimes shit happens, and we should remember this and keep in mind that we should not, especially on such aggressive and extremely risky setups, to use the big shares of our deposit. This is the profit loss. So we see that today's was not so easy day for some traders, for some students. This once again some losses. This is the volatility gathering. So the trader is making the deals, a lot of the deals. He trying to short, but get a lot of the stop losses on that zone, and some profitable deals here. Here once again he has wanted to trade for the continuation, but not succeed, and there's some losses. So we show everything. We show the positive results, we show the negative trades. So everything, we're open, our company is open, and we share with our participants by our real results, not only the positive or not only the profits. So here the trader that didn't have the experience can get the big stop loss. We don't understand why he's not closed the position, because here was existed some volumes on the asks, and when they disappeared, so he should close the position, but he expects something. But anyway, he get a big stop loss here. So this is once again the lesson for him. Then the reverse, the trader expecting the long, but he's scared by this. After the second attempt, he's scared for this small wick on the candle, and get out from the position, exit from the position. But in few seconds, the momentum is occurred, and so psychologically he is not able to take the profit from this deal. But anyway, so he is very accurate for his deposit, and better to have the very small stop loss instead of the big losses that he possibly gains. So the trader is quite accurate here. Here the good deal for the blue eye. So the traders see the pressure, sees the finishing of the exhausting of the buys, and open the position to get the short, and they scale out portionally. And generally the movement, his profit is 5%, but the movement is approximately 10%. Then good trade for the coin with the name LAB. So the trader see after this long squeeze and the flush that finished close to the trend line, he opened the scale in. Once again he's partially opened the long, and the scale out. Once again, then he add to the position, and once again scale out. So the good trade with a good profit. Here the pullback on the coin after the big short movement. Here the once again partial opening up of the position and waiting for the impulse to reach this local level. So the trader see that there's some kind of support power on this coin on the level it's 175 1.8, and they open the position at here, waiting. Some see some red on the level 2, but the finish of the deal was perfect, so he's scale out partially and get the profits. This is the same deal from the another trader, but a little bit different approach to the opening of the position. So here, after this some short movement and after the consolidation, trading see the activity on the level 2 on the time and sales, and they open the long and not able to, he's not expecting such big impulse here, it's a big momentum. He's closing right after the crossing this local level here, and the second and third part was closed once again not on the tops, because he expecting the very fast drop down of the coin, but the coin is making some give for him potentially better exit points. Here so traders are catching the pullback. Was the pullback, the breaking of the local highs after the short move, very aggressive short. Traders see this some aggressive long. He catch this this movement. He see the activity on the level 2 and make this some small deal. But anyway, the movement is 2.2%. Is quite good. This breaking of the trend line after we remove the liquidity from the level 2 from the on this coin, and not continue on to develop our ascending movement. The traders think that this could be the good time to open the short and during the breaking of the trend line and open the small deal and get the profit from this deal. This is the beat, more or less the same situation. This we see it right now. So this is the breaking of the local highs on the beat. Here, these deals, when you see that kind of chart and that type of the exits, so this is trades from our mentor Alexei. So he liked to trade the pullbacks. He liked to get some activity on the level 2. He liked to trade the pullback from the bouncing from the trend lines. So that type of trades is related to his psychological type. So once again the pullback and the updating of the local high, the local situation. Once again the beat on activity. So when this pressing on the beats, so his trader is opening the trade and gets some short impulses, short momentums on the blasting while the price is blasting into the long. So the trader is catching this movement. So this is just a setup without deals. So once again the beat, the pullback, and the updating of the target was updating of the local highs, and then after the you see that the price is holding here. So in the week we are close to the trend line. The trader is open the long and the scale out by the many orders, limit orders, I mean. So this is a breaking of the highs on the coin Luna, and once again small trade on the Luna, so making the new high. After we pull back, we return. We see that the big activity on the time and sales, and the tape was aggressive, and some beats on supporting the movement, and the trader they open the long. This small deal while the coin is pumping, so they're gathering the movement. These are the short on the Sundog. I don't remember this situation on the chart. I don't trade this coin. This is this from the unliquid exchanges. but this is another part of the story. Okay, I think it's enough for today. There's also, once again, a lot of the information from us. We share everything what we have in our pocket, the pluses and minuses, and really we are open to show everything, the good results of our traders and the bad results from our traders. And still feel free to reach out in the comments if you need clarification or want to ask anything. I value your input a lot. It helps shape future reviews and stream. Thank you for the attention. Best traders from the Colibri team. Goodbye.